Drivers, start your engines!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Road America for the 15th race in the FBRL Napa Truck Series 2020 season. 6 races remain, and we're getting ready for 19 laps of action around this 4-mile road course in the state of Wisconsin. Ryan Reed is your pole sitter with Sony Cup Series driver Chris Dodd to his right side. Jack Halleck, Eric the Max in row 2. NTS regulars Samuel England and Ryan Butcher, who won back at IRP, in row 3. Logan Cloud and Jarrett Gross, who is making his Napa Truck Series debut today, in row 4. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And Zayden Davidson and Will Goss are in row 5. Fastest in practice was AJ Jones. However, he suffered in qualifying. He starts 29th in row 15. What kind of action will we see from this 4-mile road course today? We're about to find out. Green flag is in the air. And several drivers already making moves to the right side. That's Tyler Black looking to go 3 wide as they go into turn 1. And that appears to have been the wrong move for the driver of the 34, leading the points by 11 points over Will Goss. Oh, and Blake Warren's going to get turned into Tyler Black by Christian Vargas, and it is a calamity. Zachary Fitzwater's involved. Oh, TJ Smith just slammed into the back of somebody. Bob Burns, Austin Johnson, I believe, involved, and that will relegate Black several positions from his 18th place starting spot, and that'll avoid the chaos that would have ensued down here into this hard left-hand corner. It's the hardest place on the brakes around the entire track. Ben Crouch suffering from that, JD Martin, but most importantly, Blake Warren with a ton of damage on his race truck. And meanwhile, at the front of the field, it's Ryan Reed in the lead, Chris Dodd second, Eric the Max, Jack Halleck, and Ryan Butcher the top 5. England, Cloud, Davidson, Murray, and a battle between Gross and Goss for 10th place. Jarrett Gross going to be in the 77 truck for the rest of the season after a driver swap with Cole Baker sends Baker up to the Hardee's National Series for the rest of 2020 in preparation for his 2021 full-time effort up in the Hardee's National Series, and sends Jarrett Gross down from the Hardee's National Series. He had 0 top 10s through several races. Well, several races being the entire season up there in the Hardee's National Series, and now he's got a bumper full of Will Goss for, I believe, 10th place. Just going to take another look at that wreck with Blake Warren. Vargas looks to his right side and just clips into the 8, turns the 34. Fitzwater, Scott Roush. Several drivers just nowhere to go, and right there, TJ Smith slammed into the back of Ben Crouch, and then Blake Warren, trying to straighten out his truck, just keeps getting hit. And that sends him to the back of the pack. See if the onboard of Lane Sanders can show us what was going on here. It looks like Vargas just stuck his nose where there was no space. Sanders bouncing off some trucks there, but relatively makes it through unscathed. And Scott Roush appears to have gotten a ton of damage as someone has blown up ahead of them. But Scott Roush appears to be off pace. Who has blown the motor? And that's the 3 truck of Thomas Lipscomb. Will anybody hit him here? Oh, this is a dicey situation. But everybody will make it through. As we were saying, the 78 of Scott Roush appears to have some kind of damage. He's not accelerating as fast as the other trucks. The truck looks clean, but Scott Roush with problems in his Breeding Enterprises 78 Ram. The thing is just not going on the gas. Lipscomb again with the blown motor. Blake Warren down pit road to fix his damage. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, battle is on for second. Chris Dodd has taken the lead away from Ryan Reed. And now the Max is looking to take another position as Jack Halleck's going to come close to making contact with the 41 of Ryan Reed. Through the carousel corner, Samuel England clipping the rumble strip there. This will be a corner you don't want to be on the right side of somebody. As you see there, Butcher to the left side of Halleck will take that position. And then Logan Cloud will take another position away from the 28 of Jack Halleck. So that'll relegate Halleck 2 whole positions. As Jarrett Gross is going to make it 3 wide on Samuel England and Saden Davidson. What a move. And these drivers are still 3 wide for position. This is just inside the top 10. England will be the one to back out of the 3 wide, and now he'll miss the final corner and likely lose the position to Will Goss. As they go up the hill towards the start-finish line, indeed is the case. Move Will Goss up another position. As that'll put him in 11th. Going back to the pass for the lead on lap 1. This was Chris Dodd looking to the right side of Ryan Reed. He's just going to outbrake Reed into the corner. Gets a little tight, little loose, giving Reed plenty of space. Reed trying to fight back through the left-hander under the Toyota bridge. But Chris Dodd has already got it under control, and Chris Dodd now leads this race. So as Chris Dodd leads it on lap 3, Eric DeMax up to 2nd place. DeMax winning the season opener back at Daytona. And in 3 starts, DeMax has finished top 5 twice with 1 DNF. And he's looking for what would be his 3rd top 5 in 4 starts. And potentially a 2nd win. After IRP, Ryan Butcher became the 5th driver to have won 2 Napa Truck Series races, joining Will Goss, Nick Breeding, Samuel England, and Nicholas Guerrera. Four of those drivers in the field this season, and England the defending champion. Butcher currently running in 4th as he tries to gain more points on Tyler Black. Butcher comes into this race 65 points back, 4th in the standings behind teammate Austin Murray, who is 56 points back behind Tyler Black, who currently runs in 34th place, which is huge for Will Goss, who's back here in 10th now. That is a 24-point gain right now for Will Goss, giving him a 13-point lead over Black for the points standings lead at the current moment as they run. So Goss just has to make sure he gets a good finish today. The points lead will be his after Tyler Black got in that wreck on lap 1. As you see, there he is in a wad of trucks 3 wide with Ben Crouch and JD Martin trying to gain some positions back. He didn't get that much damage. It looks like mostly driver's side door damage. As Zachary Fitzwater is back here for some reason with damage. Ben Crouch is going to hit the pit lane. Oh, and Hannah Allen is on pit road with heavy damage, taking her out of this race. Could that be why Zachary Fitzwater is at the back of the field? Fitzwater already had damage from the lap 1 incident, but here going into the carousel, he's racing Zachary Bilson. Eric Monaco just gets into Bilson there, bounces off into Hannah Allen, and around they went. And Hannah Allen pounds the tire barriers, and her day is over. And Fitzwater, his day got a lot worse. Let's see if we can see anything here from inside Fitzwater's truck. Oh, and it looked like he just got into the gas a little too soon there, and Bilson was wiggling his truck through the corner, and the two made contact, and Hannah Allen was the one who really suffered out of all of this, as her day is over. There's been a lot going on since the race at Indianapolis Raceway Park, and one of those things that went on was this team right here. No longer is the 2 truck a part of Malley Motorsports. In fact, Malley Motorsports was sold to Nick Breeding and Breeding Enterprises, as now Sebastian Kukelan's motor has let go. And Kukelan was running 26th at the start-finish line, and this is not what the Ditech Racing 05 team needed at all. And that is a tough break for the 05 of Kukelan. But back to the 2, it's now driven by Mitchell Collins. Due to the rules, you can't operate more than 4 trucks in the Napa Truck Series. Breeding had 2 trucks to do nothing with, so he gave one of them to Sanders Performance Autosport, or Auto Racing rather, which starts up in 2021. They are now starting up early here with 6 races left in the season. Mitchell Collins is on tap to drive this 2 truck for the rest of the season, as points leader Tyler Black is now all over his bumper for 31st place. So Mitchell Collins making his debut, as several drivers DNQ'd this weekend. Joseph Strigley, Shade Eves, Jack Porkins, and Gatlin Downey. So we had 46 entries for Road America this week. I think that's the record for the Napa Truck Series. So 4 drivers ended up going home, but Mitchell Collins made it in just by about a 10th over Joseph Strigley. And he got to make his debut here today, doing decent in the truck that he's in. As now Tyler Black will come to pit road. Unsure if this is scheduled or just to fix the damage. And even with that damage, he's still got a pretty fast truck, at least over the 2 of Mitchell Collins. As Austin Johnson is racing Bob Burns for 31st now. That black pit. Collins was actually up to 30th now that Kukelan had his engine expire. Patrick Smith driving the 25 S3 Motorsports GameStop Chevrolet today. Currently battling Griffin Lapo McDermott for position. And Smith's teammate Ryan Dagby behind them. We're talking about tons of silly season news coming into this race. Dagby will be back at S3 next season, and Griffin Lapo McDermott will join him over there. McDermott getting ready for a full season of competition over at S3, and he'll get some H&S races to boot. Samuel England, of course, not returning. He's going up to the Sony Cup Series to drive for Red Bull. But so much news regarding silly season. Of course, Lane Sanders starting up a team for 2021. He currently runs in 15th place here for Breeding Enterprises. Christian Vargas will not be back at the 21 Ford next season. Neither will Nick Pericles to Breeding. I believe Pericles is only on tap for a partial schedule next year so far. Samuel England running in 11th, the 2019 champion. Can he get some momentum going his way here? Maybe get a chance at a championship. He's in a bit of a hole. 8th in the point standings now, 99 points back, tied with Christian Vargas. 1 point behind Ryan Reed for 6th. As the drivers who were about 120 points back a few races ago are now back under 100, as they've been having better runs than Tyler Black, and today especially a much better run for all of those guys, as Will Goss is up to 9th behind Saden Davidson in 8th. And Davidson is making, I believe, only his 3rd start. And those first 2 starts were nowhere good. Top 30 finish in one of them and a DNF in the other one. So to be running in 8th place today, a lot better for that 29 truck. Up at the front, it's a 7-truck breakaway. Dodd, DeMax, Reed, Butcher, Cloud, Halleck, and Austin Murray, the top 7 on the racetrack. Austin Murray started in 14th place. And he has made it up into the top 10 in 7th, and he has been keeping up with race leader Chris Dodd. A lot of draft goes into effect here at this racetrack, especially down this straightaway and the second straightaway, which is after these two right-hand corners. I apologize, I'm generalizing a lot as I'm not familiar with this track's turn numbers and straightaway names. But so far, ever since Chris Dodd took the lead from Ryan Reed at the conclusion of lap 1, he has kept it. And the only one really closing in is Eric the Max in the 4-truck. Out of the race, Sebastian Kukulon, Hannah Allen, and Thomas Lipscomb. Blake Warren has had his truck on pit road, so is Scott Roush. Zachary Fitzwater, TJ Smith, Bob Burns, JD Martin, Ben Crouch, Larry Hagan, all have been down pit road. So is Tyler Black, as now Griffin Label McDermott and Eric Monaco have come down pit road. Now this appears to be scheduled pit stops. And we're hearing that the call for the 84 was 2 left side tires. The call for the 13 was 4 tires. So not quite sure yet if these drivers can make it from here on this one stop or if they will be back down for a second stop. But Monaco and Griffin Label McDermott are the first 2 to pit. As you can just see the difference in speed. The gap from AJ Jones to Mitchell Collins is 7 seconds on pace alone through 6.5 laps. How about Julio Caesar running in 21st place? What a run for this Caesar Autosport team. Julio Caesar's stats on the Napa Truck Series season so far. He's gotten just 1 top 10 finish through 6 races. As now everybody is coming down the pit road. And leading them in, Chris Dodd and Eric the Max. Did anybody stay out? Yes, the 28 of Jack Halleck has stayed out. Let's see what these drivers do for strategy calls here. Left sides are up for pretty much everybody. And left side's down and away. Chris Dodd, Eric the Max, Butcher, Cloud, Reed, everybody. 2-tire pit stop. And Ryan Butcher is gonna pass Ryan Reed for 3rd, coming out of the pit lane. Logan Cloud 5th. Murray 6th, Davidson, Goss, England, and Gross, the top 10, as Pericles is under fire from Christian Vargas. So it appears maybe everybody took left sides only. There's Eric Monaco. He'll slot in behind Zachary Bilson. And there's Griffin Label McDermott, who took 4 tires. We'll see what his 4-tire call does in comparison to Eric Monaco's 2-tire call. Nick Reading has not been having a good day. He's been outside the top 10 the entire race compared to his teammate Ryan Reed, who's been in the top 5 all race. And now Breeding a bumper full of Caesar. Whoa, Caesar got close to running him over, made it some evasive action there. Opened the door for Ryan Dagby, but Dagby could do nothing with it. Cold tires this first lap coming out of pit road. Drivers trying to be careful with those left sides. But Dodd and the Max have gapped 3rd place on back. And does Jack Halleck come to pit road this time by? Yes, he does. We'll have to see where Halleck comes out in comparison to the race leaders. There's Jack Halleck leaving pit road. There goes Dodd. There goes the Max. Here comes Butcher. Here comes Ryan Reed into turn 1. Ooh, and Reed's gonna make contact with Jack Halleck. That could have been a lot worse than it was. It was just a hard touch to the left rear quarter panel of Jack Halleck's truck. Did Ryan Reed get any front end damage from that hit? It does not appear that he did. And he will pass Halleck for 4th place, as Logan Cloud is side by side with Austin Murray for 6th. And Halleck getting a little loose there into that corner. Saden Davidson, Will Goss, Samuel England all closing up from behind. And it looks like it could get quite racy here inside the top 10, as Austin Murray will complete his pass on Logan Cloud for 6th. At the front of the field, though, it's Chris Dodd and Eric DeMax. Ryan Butcher, Ryan Reed, Jack Halleck, the top 5. Murray, Cloud, Davidson, Goss, Samuel England, the top 10. As Austin Murray is challenging Jack Halleck now for 5th place. Looking to his left side, Logan Cloud now looking back to Murray's right side. As that corner right there has been a big gain or lose corner. If you're on the right side of somebody there, you lose so much time. You're just not able to get out of the corner fast. And now look at that late move by Logan Cloud to the inside of Murray, as Will Goss will move to the right side of Davidson and take away 8th place. Will Goss was extremely fast back at Watkins Glen, and if not for Jesse Turner, most likely would have won that race here today with just as fast of a truck. Not really close to the lead this time, but still having a great run nonetheless. This Cloud continues to challenge Murray for 6th. He's gonna slot in right behind him. Now Davidson will be on the defensive against Samuel England. And Goss gonna miss this corner a little bit, but he should get a bit of a run on the exit from the wider line. And he'll hold on to 8th place. Jarrett Gross, Nick Pericles, Christian Vargas, and Bobo Jones, the first 4 drivers outside the top 10, starting to close the distance on Samuel England. Austin Miller 15th, Patrick Smith 16th, 17th Bilson, 18th Breeding, 19th Eric Monaco, and look at this, Julio Caesar inside the top 20 over Ryan Dagby, Austin Rogers, Austin James, AJ Jones. Griffin Leopold McDermott has taken a bit of a dive. He's down to 25th. Same with Lane Sanders down to 26th. Dewey Schramm the third. Tyler Black has moved up to 28th. His truck looks clean now. Now he's just got to use his equipment and his talent to move himself forward and minimize the damage, because at this point it is still Will Goss who will lead the points after this race. Kyle Springer 29th. Larry Hagan has had a bad day. He's down in 30th. Mitchell Collins in his debut, 31st. J.D. Martin, 32nd. Austin Johnson, 33rd. Bob Burns, 34th. P.J. Smith, Zachary Fitzwater, 35th and 36th. Fitzwater's damage and wreck with Hannah Allen really costing him today. Just like Watkins Glen, an incident with another truck cost him a chance at a good run, and he has been unable to show the Napa Truck Series drivers what he's made of on a road course. Scott Roush, 37th. Remember, he had the horsepower problem on the get-go. Something was not accelerating right inside the engine. They appear to have gotten that fixed, as he is running closer to normal lap times now, but he is down in 37th. The damage has been done. Ben Crouch had a lot of damage to fix too. He was on a pretty good hot streak as of late. That hot streak's going to end today. He is over a minute behind the leaders. And Blake Warren also had a ton of damage to fix. He is only about 20 seconds ahead of the leaders, as Chris Dodd has a bumper full of Eric the Max. for the race lead. 5 seconds back now is Ryan Butcher. Here at Road America, 9 laps to go that time by at the line. We're halfway done with this race. And it has now become the Dodd and the Mac show, the Double D show, in Oreo versus gaming computers. Chevy versus Toyota. Ditech Motorsports versus Anj Auto. Or rather, yeah, Ditech Motorsports. As the Max is all over his back bumper, not going anywhere. Ryan Butcher, fresh off the IRP win, running in 3rd. Reed 4th. Halleck 5th. Murray 6th. Cloud, Goss, Davidson, and England. Once again, that is your top 10. Trying to find something to look at, but there's really not much going on, so I guess we'll talk some silly season news. Ryan Butcher will be back with Anj Auto in 2021 for his 3rd season of the Napa Truck Series. And when you look at who's coming back that is in their 2nd season, Butcher arguably has the most experience next to Sebastian Kukulon. Kukulon will be running at Single C Racing, if my memory is correct. There was so much happening that I wouldn't be surprised if I mix some of these up. But Single C Racing is absorbing Diego Yepes Incorporated as part of the Hydra Alliance, so Diego Yepes Incorporated will be no more next year, but Single C Racing will. So the 84 and the 92 will stick around, and the 77 from DYI will move over to SCR. And those will be the 3 trucks for them, as battle on the track between Austin Murray and Ryan Reed. Speaking of drivers, Cody Goforth, who's usually part-time in the 4 truck this season, will not return to Anj Auto. He has been signed by Single C Racing, so he will drive full-time for them next year. As Murray will pass Ryan Reed for 5th. Halleck moving up to 4th. Will Goss, of course, moving up to the Hardee's National Series. He's been getting some runs in the Sony Cup Series with Cybertron 2 Motorsports. And he's been impressing a lot of people up there in the Sony Cup Series. So Will Goss, the next generation talent of the FBRL, he'll be running full-time in the Hardee's National Series next season, but he's trying to get a championship in the Napa Truck Series before things close out, as the 2nd round of pit stops shall begin. So that means nobody will make it on fuel. Chris Dodd leading in, Eric the Max, Ryan Butcher, Jack Halleck, Austin Murray, the entire top 5. As Logan Cloud and Saden Davidson will stay out on the racetrack. So it looks like several others have already come down pit road. Tyler Black once again being one of them after he came down early to fix damage. See, the call this time appears to be right side tires only. And indeed is the case, so everybody with right side tires only. Chris Dodd, Eric the Max, first one's out. Butcher, Halleck, everybody making sure they get it full of fuel. Murray. Oh, and Ryan Reed just hit the wall. And Will Goss is now all over his back bumper, and that gave Ryan Reed door damage. So Reed, a costly mistake leaving pit road. Did that give him a significant amount of damage to where it is performance hurting this truck now? Samuel England right out on the bumper of Will Goss. Gross, Vargas, Pericles, Bobo Jones, and Patrick Smith in front of Austin Miller now after pit stops. Trying to see if anybody else lost time there. There's Tyler Black. He's right on the bumper of Dewey Schramm the third now. He's trying to minimize the damage once again. Black in a wreck on lap 1, spun him around a few times. Came down early to fix damage, and he's going to turn Dewey Schramm the third into the wall and spin him out. And that's going to cost Schramm 2 positions, maybe more. Oh my goodness. The points leader of Tyler Black getting a bit aggressive there. Man, that was, I think, kind of unnecessary. Everybody knows Black's got one of the fastest trucks in the field. Just look at him charging up here on Lane Sanders. Remember, Black's already been out here a few laps. He's got warmed up tires. And he's making quick work of these guys while they are on cold rubber. But man, Tyler Black just turned Dewey Schramm the third. Here's another look at it. Tyler Black following Dewey Schramm the third down the straightaway into the hardest braking corner on this track. Oh, and I think Schramm actually turned left. Now, I'm not quite sure there. In the moment, it looked like Schramm might have hooked himself to the left off of Tyler Black's front bumper instead of Black hooking Dewey Schramm. Either way, that's going to be something to look at post-race. Saden Davidson challenging Will Goss for 9th place, I believe, as he has already passed. Or no. I am confused right now looking at these standings. Oh, the standings have not updated yet. That is why. Oof. That is an oof moment right there. But Davidson was challenging Goss for position nonetheless. I believe it was 8th place. There's now Samuel England all over his bumper. As Chris Dodd has taken the lead back. Logan Cloud and Davidson stayed out an extra lap. And now Cloud is being challenged for position by Will Goss. And Cloud will hold onto it. Davidson was getting challenged by Samuel England. And now that's going to open up the door for Jarrett Gross. Christian Vargas all over the back bumper of Samuel England. So up the last few corners, England going to hold on to the position. Gross and Vargas still side by side. As Ryan Reed has lost a ton of positions after hitting the wall coming out of pit road. He has fallen outside the top 10. So Texan Motorsports with a unimpressive day to what they're used to. Having both trucks inside the top 10 today. Not so much, as Vargas holds 10th place after Reed falls out of the top 10. England 9th, Davidson 8th. And Goss is all over the bumper of Logan Cloud for 6th. Cloud will get a little wiggly there into the corner. Can Goss take the position? It's another point in his championship battle. They are side by side down the straightaway into the hard braking corner here. Cloud trying to hold on to the position. But Goss wants it, and right there, he will take it. Move Will Goss up to 6th. Davidson now challenging for 7th. Gets a little loose there, though. And now that opens up the door for Samuel England. Will England be able to take away 8th place from Davidson? Still side by side. Christian Vargas looking to join the party. And Davidson will clear. England will clear Vargas. And Vargas will get in line behind Samuel England, holding on to 10th place. What a run for Jarrett Gross, making his NTS debut today. That Hardy's National Series experience is paying off for him around the track of Road America. But you gotta wonder, though, if Cole Baker was in this thing, if it would be higher than where it's running. What a day for Bobo Jones in 14th place. Running part-time down in the Napa Truck Series, and he has had one heck of a day here today at Road America. Meanwhile, though, at the front of the field, it is still the Double D show of Chris Dodd and Eric the Max, as they have just gotten by Blake Warren, putting him a lap down. Warren's truck damage from the lap 1 incident with Tyler Black. Is now Jack Halleck is challenging Ryan Butcher for 3rd place. Austin Murray is right there behind him, looking to take 4th place away from Halleck. And Murray will slot in line right there. Oh, really tight on the bumper of Ryan Butcher. And it's an Angiato 2-3-4 on the track, as Austin Murray has been on a mission today. Fastest lap on the board, though, goes to his teammate Ryan Butcher, a 2-minute 10.613 on the board. Logan Cloud 2nd, Halleck 3rd, the Max 4th, Reed 5th on the time sheet. And those are the only 5 drivers under a 2:11. Better yet, under a 2:11.3. And only 18 drivers under a 2-minute 12. This time by, it'll be 3 laps to go. And Eric the Max is bringing up the pressure on Chris Dodd, who's been leading this entire race. Does Eric the Max have anything for the 33? The Max looking to get his 2nd win of the season. He would be the 6th driver in the Napa Truck Series to win 2 times in his career. We're still waiting for somebody to get win number 3. The closest one that could do it is Ryan Butcher in 3rd. The Max is looking to the right side of Chris Dodd here in the turn 1, but he's not quite close enough. Looked like his run kind of went away when he peeked out the nose. So perhaps the 33 better straight line speed than the 4, perhaps. Now you can see Butcher, Murray, and others 7 seconds back. It looks like Murray was making a move for 3rd at the line, but he lost it. And now Jack Halleck is trying to take back 4th place. Will Goss is closing the distance. He's by himself in 6th. Logan Cloud 7th. Davidson, England, Vargas, that's the top 10. As Ryan Reed and Nick Pericles are battling for 12th place. And Reed will take the spot. Austin Miller has closed up on Bobo Jones for 14th place. He's just gotten by Patrick Smith for 15th. As there's a good amount of battling here going on inside and outside the top 10. Zachary Bilson, 17th. Nick Breeding, 18th. Julio Caesar is in 19th place. 4 seconds over Griffin Lepo McDermott in 20th. Eric Monaco, Austin Rogers, Ryan Dagby, Austin James, AJ Jones, 25th. Fastest in practice, AJ Jones has not had a good day today. And there's Tyler Black in 26th place. He was 34th after pitting for his damage. 26, not the day they wanted, but it's a lot better than where they were running, as Larry Hagan just had a terrible corner, and he's going to lose 2 positions. But Tyler Black, his bad finish might not be all, as he turned Dewey Schramm III in what arguably was avoidable, gave the 61 left side damage, and cost the 61 3 positions. but it's unknown if that'll bring any kind of penalty on the 34 of Tyler Black. Just recently in the Sony Cup Series at Watkins Glen, we saw drivers receive a time penalty. Could that occur here after this race? We just don't know. You know, the officials, they got to look at it. But Tyler Black, I'd be gaining as much time as possible if a time penalty were to occur. And let's just say, in theory, if it was 5 seconds, that would plop him down 3 positions. And that could be a costly 3 points in the championship fight. Talking about debut drivers, Mitchell Collins in 32nd, just in front of Bob Burns and Austin Johnson. There's Fitzwater in 35th, not the day he wanted at all. Same with Ben Crouch, Scott Roush. Murray holds on to 4th. As we're going to be coming to the white flag, this time by, it's Chris Dodd, Eric the Max. Can the Max do anything to get a run on Chris Dodd? Coming through the final few corners to the white flag. Dodd has led the majority of the race after starting in 2nd place. Eric the Max started directly behind him in 4th. Butcher, who's in 3rd, started 6th. Murray, who's in 4th, started 14th. White flag in the air for Chris Dodd and Eric the Max. It's going to be a Sony Cup Series driver winning this race. From the looks of it, it'll be the 3rd time in 4 races as the Max looking to make a move to the right side of Dodd into turn 1, just wasn't quite there. Halleck 5th, Goss 6th. Goss going to gain a ton of points on Tyler Black and likely take the points lead. One week's time, we head to Michigan for the 16th race of the season. 5 races to go after this one's over. The Max is peeking the nose again, looking to the left side of Chris Dodd. He thinks better, he ducks back in line. Around the track they go. Does the Max have anything for Chris Dodd? Dodd has been in control all day long. Max is doing what he can. He's trying to shove it as far into the corner as he can to try and close the gap. Through the carousel they go. Dodd keeping the Max at bay. Is there anything the Max can do? Ooh, the Max went a little wide there. Dodd is pulling away. Dodd is increasing the distance there. That might just do it. The Max might be too far back. He throws it into that corner. Closes back some of the distance, but I think it might be too little too late. Through the final few corners, 1 turn to go. The Max gave it all he had, but it just wasn't enough. And going up the hill, winning today at Road America in the Napa Truck Series, will be Chris Dodd. Chris Dodd wins today at Road America. That'll make him the, I want to say the 14th different winner on the season. I believe Will Goss is the only driver to have won twice. And Dodd is also the 3rd Sony Cup Series driver in the last 4 races to win a race. The only one in the middle of that 4 races is Ryan Butcher back at IRP. And speaking of Ryan Butcher, he'll finish third. He'll gain the most points on Tyler Black. Austin Murray will come home fourth. Halleck fifth, but Will Goss will get sixth, as Tyler Black will finish in 25th place. And that'll give Goss an 8-point advantage over Tyler Black. Logan Cloud 7th, Davidson 8th, Samuel England 9th, and Christian Vargas rounds out the top 10. That's going to do it for us here at Road America. Once again, your winner, Chris Dodd. 1 week's time, we head to Michigan. 5 races remain in the Napa Truck Series Championship, and it's looking like a 4-horse race right now. Will Goss, Tyler Black, you might as well throw them in the party. Who knows? They're kind of there. Austin Murray, Ryan Butcher, it's anybody's game. Who knows? 5 races remain, and I'll see you all at Michigan.